Well, we need to, well, we all, including me, us as a collective, on everybody, well, we need to start telling ourselves as well. As long as tomorrow exists, then so does hope. And that's what I've had, that's for the longest of time what has had me on the train of just keep going, chugga chugga choo choo. That was kind of corny, sorry. But for real though, like, every video before, I always quote my other videos because, like, what else am I gonna fucking quote? I've always told myself I look forward to tomorrow, and I'll admit sometimes tomorrow lets me down, but then you know what happens next week? It's a surprise, and that's what I keep looking forward to. That something is gonna come, even if it's bad at first. It won't be bad forever, and at some point, good things do come, and every time I feel like I'm lifting my head up again and I'm starting to look forward and towards the sky, then like it starts going down, down, down. But I pick it up. I pick it up, and that's when I start looking forward to tomorrow again. Because what we need to understand is that every day is another chance to get it right. That's why if today isn't the day, then tomorrow. And if it isn't tomorrow, the day after. And if it isn't that day after. And if it's not then, it's next week. And if it's not next week, the week after. But at some point, I'm telling you, it all comes together. But when you surrender, when you hold up the white flag, it's when you finally, it's when you submit. When you say, I finally given up. I don't want to do it anymore. There's nothing for me. And you stay there. Because now you stop looking forward to anything, and you just told yourself, well, you convinced yourself that this is just how I'm going to feel. And I get that. Like, there was a lot of times where I was down and I was worrying that that was how I was always going to feel. But then what happened was weeks went by, months went by, and I started feeling good again. I started seeing another side of myself that I missed, but it just took time. And it's okay. You need to understand those periods when you're feeling down, when you're not feeling good, you're sitting there and you need to recharge. You need to give yourself the time to replenish what it is you're giving to the earth, and that is your energy. You need to go home and you need to recharge. Me, I was going through the worst burnout I've ever experienced in a hot ass minute. And then I realized all I needed was some sleep. And I was sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And then you know what? I started gaining back the energy that I was burning. And then I started feeling good again. And right now, I can admit, I do still feel a little bit heavy from the weights. But nonetheless, I know at some point they get lighter and lighter, and you know what? All they do is make way for the next big boulder to pile on my shoulders. But by then, at least I would have dealt with what it was that that was holding me back before. So now that when the new ones come, I'm even stronger than before, and it's still gonna be hard to endure. Nonetheless, though, you're stronger, you're more capable now. Like when you go to the gym, you start off with like little scrawny arms, and you're starting off with like what, 60, 70, 80 pounds. Now all of a sudden you're at the gym and you're doing 120, 150. It's a difference. But it takes time. This is the thing, people need to realize time is valuable. But the thing about time is, it takes time for a lot of things. It takes time to fix things. It takes time to work things out. It takes time for healing. Time is of the essence. And sometimes you really do just need to let yourself surrender for a bit and just let the universe do its thing. Let the energy flow back into you. But it's about being down, but not staying down. As long as you're sitting there and at least you're kneeling, then at some point you're going to be ready to get up and stand up again. Just let the world do its thing. But always know that as long as tomorrow gives you another chance, then there's something else you can long for. Use tomorrow as a way to try something new. Use tomorrow as a way to pick up and do what you didn't do yesterday. Use tomorrow to become a better version of yourself than you were the day before. Keep going, okay? And hope is a dangerous thing, but as long as hope exists, then so do blessings. So as long as you keep chasing that hope, even though you're being let down in the meantime, at the end of the day, what you're hoping for, it does exist. But you know, it's not something you could just grab easily. It's something that you have to go through some obstacles. You have to have your ups and downs before you actually get there. But once you do, you're going to realize all that you were hoping for, it did exist. And now that you have it, it's going to be the best thing for you. But of course, you have to build yourself up. You have to build. You don't just start a building from the 12th floor going down. No, you build from the bottom going up. And once you reach the top, now your project is done. And you know what? Maybe it's time to start building another one. Or you know what? Now it's time to build more floors. You only stop when you tell yourself that it's enough. Nonetheless, or not, sorry, you keep going. And you keep fucking building. Okay? Keep hoping. Stay strong. And remember that there's a greater good out there for you. Just have to wait. Good things come to those who wait, okay? Fuck, this mic won't even fucking end. Like, I couldn't end the video on like a good cue and be like, oh, I ate that. Like, now clock out.